Anxiety and depression. According to figures presented by the WHO in January 2020, more than 264 million people throughout the world suffer from depression, and the figures are increasing at an alarming rate each year. The following is an extract from a video which I recorded for a walking magazine in connection with the 2018 Mental Health Awareness Week on the subject of anxiety and depression, a common problem for a surprisingly high percentage of the population, including myself. I hope my words on the subject might help fellow sufferers. Good morning, this is Tricia speaking from Cambridgeshire on my early morning walk on what is an absolutely gorgeous morning, one of those good to be alive sort of days. I'm recording this because I was asked to say a bit about mental health issues, something which I'm probably well qualified to talk about because I have suffered from severe anxiety and depression in the past, although that is mainly behind me now. In my case, it started with the birth of my son 24 years ago. It was a classic case of postnatal depression, triggered by many other factors. The birth of a new baby, living in a foreign country, huge financial problems, and many other things besides. When it hit, I really didn't understand what was happening to me, and I struggled for years. I suffered from almost constant panic attacks, and I was in a very, very dark place. The good news is that there can be a light at the end of the tunnel, and in my case there were several things that helped me, including medical help. I was on very heavy doses of antidepressants for several years. Homeopathy and acupuncture also helped. However, I only really started to get better when I made radical changes to my lifestyle and my living situation. This was a long, gradual process with many relapses, but now I finally reached a place where life is good. At the same time, having said that, once you have triggered the mechanism into that deep blackness, it's very easy to trigger it again. I still walk a knife's edge, and sometimes it's easy to start tipping over, but I now have my own strategies and mechanisms for recognizing and dealing with it. It's a very individual thing, so it will be different for everyone. Walking, another big saviour, because when my son was 4 years old and started at primary school, we had just moved back to this country, and I was such a fearful, anxious person that even to walk a few yards down the street to the school gate was almost impossible for me, at least until I gradually started to deal with the situation. Other people who have never experienced mental illness simply do not understand. They think you can just pull yourself together, but you absolutely cannot. It's an individual thing again, and ultimately I believe that we are responsible for ourselves and our own health. Although the help and understanding of other people does go a long way towards helping us to cope with our situation. Anyway, to cut a long story short, small steps turned into slightly longer walks, and gradually I started to explore the village. And over the years I expanded my area, and now I walk and I walk and I walk. I have now walked all of Britain's national trails and a lot of other trails besides, usually on my own, as well as every single footpath within a radius of a good 15 miles in all directions from my home. If I feel down, I go for a walk. It always helps to clear my head and make me feel better. I could go on about this subject for ages, but I've probably said enough now. I just wanted to tell you that if you're in that deep, dark hole, there is a way out. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Anything is possible. Have a great day, everyone. P.S. I forgot to say that looking back on my own experiences, I believe that mental health problems are often caused when we lose touch with our true selves and our true purpose in life. It's not always easy to get ourselves back on track in modern society because there are so many unnatural pressures placed on us. Walking, physical exercise, and getting out into the countryside, spiritual fodder, is, in my opinion, one of the best ways of coping.